Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're counting down the 10 best military, tactical, and survival watches you can strap to your wrist right now. Timepieces built not for boardrooms or dinner tables, but for the field, the mountain, the ocean, and the extreme edges of human endurance. These are watches that have been trusted by special forces operators, professional divers, mountaineers, pilots, and survival professionals the world over. Watches that treat their job with the same seriousness as the people who wear them. From sub-$100 proven workhorses to legendary Italian dive instruments worn by elite naval units, today's list spans the full spectrum of what a true tool watch can be. If you want a watch that performs when everything else fails, this countdown is for you. Let's get into it. Number 10, Casio G-Shock GWW 9400 Rangeman. The Casio G-Shock GWW 9400 Rangeman opens today's list as the most capable sub-$300 survival instrument ever produced, a watch whose specification sheet reads like a military procurement document and whose price reads like a misprint. Built around Casio's triple sensor version 3 technology, the Rangeman provides real-time altimeter, barometer, compass, and thermometer readings that give the wearer genuine environmental situational awareness in the field. Multiband 6 atomic radio timekeeping synchronizes with signal towers across 6 global regions for always correct time. Tough solar power harvests energy from any available light source for indefinite battery-free operation. The button guards and reinforced case architecture protect critical controls against accidental activation under pressure, while the layout remains fully operable with gloves on. The Rangeman has earned genuine institutional trust, worn by military personnel, search and rescue professionals, and wilderness guides who cannot afford for their gear to fail. At its price, it is simply the most proven, most capable survival watch on Earth per dollar spent. The Casio G-Shock GW 9400 Rangeman retails for approximately $250, $300 USD. Number 9. Suunto Core. The Suunto Core is the watch that defined what an outdoor instrument watch could be for an entire generation of adventurers, and over a decade after its introduction, it remains one of the most compelling purpose-built outdoor watches available at any price. The Finnish engineering behind the Core is immediately evident in how it handles its information. Altimeter with altitude trend indicator, barometer with storm alarm, digital compass with declination correction, and weather trend tracking are all presented through an interface that prioritizes field usability over visual complexity. The replaceable battery means you never lose your instrument at an inopportune moment in the backcountry, and the composite case construction provides meaningful shock and scratch resistance for genuine outdoor use. The Core's distinctive aesthetic, bold, technical, purposefully utilitarian, has made it as recognizable in the outdoors community as any luxury watch is in the watch collecting world. For hikers, trail runners, mountaineers, and adventure travelers who need a reliable outdoor instrument without the complications of GPS power management, the Suunto Core remains the benchmark. The Suunto Core retails for approximately $200, $280 USD. Number 8, Marathon GSAR. The Marathon GSAR, Government Search and Rescue, is one of the most quietly extraordinary watches on today's list. A timepiece whose reputation is built entirely on performance rather than marketing, because the people who buy it are professionals who have no patience for anything else. Marathon Watch Company holds active supply contracts with NATO military forces, and the GSAR is built to meet those contractual requirements. Shock resistance, water resistance to 300 meters, tritium gas tube illumination that glows continuously for over 25 years without any battery or activation required, and anti-magnetic construction that performs normally near heavy military equipment. The Swiss-made ETA automatic movement inside meets COSC chronometer accuracy standards. Every specification on the GSR exists because a military procurement officer demanded it, and that is a more meaningful quality assurance than any marketing claim. This is a watch trusted by people for whom watches are professional equipment, not accessories. The Marathon GSAR retails for approximately $900 USD. Number 7. Luminox Navy SEAL Few watches carry an origin story as operationally credible as the Luminox Navy SEAL. In the early 1990s, U.S. Navy SEALs approached Luminox with a specific operational requirement, a watch whose dial remained fully readable in complete darkness, not with a button-activated backlight that would compromise night vision and reveal position, but continuously and passively through self-powered illumination. Luminox's answer was the tritium gas tube system, which fills miniature glass tubes mounted on the dial and hands with tritium gas that glows continuously for a minimum of 25 years without any power source whatsoever. The watch you see in complete darkness is the watch you see in daylight. That capability has made the Luminox Navy SEAL a genuine operational tool for military units, law enforcement, and tactical professionals worldwide. The carbon compound case keeps weight minimal for extended wear, 200-meter water resistance handles maritime operations, and the Swiss quartz movement provides reliable daily accuracy. The Luminox Navy SEAL is not a watch that wants to look tactical. It is a watch that actually is. The Luminox Navy SEAL retails for approximately $300, $450 USD. Number 6. Citizen Promaster Tough BN0190. The Citizen Promaster Tough BN0190 represents the most comprehensive engineering response to the question of what a professional tool watch needs to survive. And the answer Citizen arrived at is a watch built in super titanium with a triple-layer protective construction that is simultaneously lighter than steel, 5 times harder than standard titanium after Citizen's proprietary Duratex surface treatment, and resistant to shock, magnetism, and corrosion in ways that most watches cannot approach. ISO-certified dive credentials to 200 meters meet multi-band 6 radio atomic timekeeping and tough solar power in a single package, creating a watch that is always accurate, never needs a battery, and is built to endure operational conditions that would destroy lesser instruments. The dial is uncompromisingly functional, maximum lume application, high contrast layout, and a clarity of information hierarchy that reads instantly under stress. The BN0190 asks nothing of its wearer and gives everything a professional tool watch should deliver indefinitely without complaint. The Citizen Promaster Tough BN0190 retails for approximately $695, $795 USD. Number 5. Victorinox I.N.O.X. The Victorinox I.N.O.X. carries perhaps the most rigorous independent testing pedigree of any watch on today's list, a credential that was not self-certified by the manufacturer, but earned through a gauntlet of 80 separate military and standards body tests that the watch passed before Victorinox allowed it to carry the I.N.O.X. name. Dropped from heights, frozen to minus 40 degrees, baked to over 60 degrees, subjected to high-pressure water jets, dragged behind a vehicle, run through a tumble dryer, worn by a horse, the I.N.O.X. endured all of it and kept running. The result is a 43mm stainless steel watch of almost shocking robustness, a watch that wears with a calm confidence that comes from knowing it has already survived conditions your daily life will likely never approach. A Swiss quartz movement provides reliable daily accuracy, and the clean, legible dial reads without drama or fuss. The I.N.O.X. is not the most technologically complex watch on this list. It is simply the toughest. The Victorinox I.N.O.X. retails for approximately $350, $450 USD. Number 4. Casio ProTrek PRW 3500. The Casio ProTrek PRW 3500 is the most refined and wearable expression of the ProTrek outdoor instrument formula. A watch that packages serious trekking and mountaineering capability into a form that manages to look intentional and considered rather than purely utilitarian. The PRW 3500 provides altimeter, barometer, compass, and thermometer readings through Casio's triple sensor version 3 technology, the same generation used in the Rangeman, but presents them through a cleaner, more refined interface with improved analog-digital display integration. Multiband 6 timekeeping and tough solar power ensure operational reliability without battery management. The sapphire crystal is a meaningful upgrade that protects the display from scratching during extended backcountry use. The PRW 3500 is the Pro Trek for people who want serious outdoor instrument capability, but also want to wear their watch somewhere other than the trail without feeling conspicuous. It bridges the gap between professional outdoor tool and everyday sports watch more elegantly than almost anything else at its price point. The Casio Pro Trek PRW 3500 retails for approximately $350 to $450 USD. Number 3, Garmin Instinct 2 Solar. The Garmin Instinct 2 Solar represents a fundamentally different philosophy of what a survival watch can be, one that argues the most capable field instrument is not purely mechanical or radio synchronized, but GPS connected, health monitoring, and smart enough to provide navigational assistance that no traditional watch can approach. The Instinct 2 Solar provides real-time GPS tracking with breadcrumb navigation, meaning it maps where you've been and guides you back, an operational capability that tritium tubes and barometers cannot replicate. The solar charging extends battery life to effectively unlimited operation in adequate sunlight conditions, eliminating the greatest vulnerability of GPS-equipped devices in the field. Military-grade ML-STD-810 testing covers thermal, shock, and water resistance standards. Heart rate monitoring, pulse oximetry for altitude acclimatization, and incident detection that sends GPS location to emergency contacts complete a survival toolkit that genuinely could save a life. The Instinct 2 Solar is the watch that asks what you actually need to survive in the field and then delivers more of it than any other watch on this list. The Garmin Instinct 2 Solar retails for approximately $349 to $449 USD. Number 2, Bremont Supermarine. The Bremont Supermarine is where today's list enters rarefied territory. British watchmaking at its most ambitious, producing a dive and adventure watch of genuine quality, genuine capability, and genuine prestige that carries institutional credibility few brands can claim. Bremont holds official partnerships with the British Armed Forces, the Royal Navy, and elite military units who evaluate watches with a rigor that no marketing department can manufacture, and the Supermarine is the watch that has passed those evaluations. Water-resistant to 500 meters in titanium configuration powered by Bremont's BE93 AE movement with 42-hour power reserve and built to the dimensional and material standards that professional military divers require. The Supermarine is not performing toughness, it is demonstrating it. The British assembled movement, the triptych three-part case construction with hardened central section and the quality of the dial finishing place it firmly in fine watch territory, while its operational credentials place it equally firmly in tool watch territory. The Bremont Supermarine is the watch for those who refuse to choose between excellence and capability. The Bremont Supermarine retails for approximately $400 to $500 USD. Number 1, Panerai Luminor Marina. The Panerai Luminor Marina takes the top position on today's list because no watch in history has a more authentically earned military pedigree, and no watch has translated that pedigree into a design as immediately iconic, as utterly distinctive, and as enduringly compelling as the Luminor. The story begins in the 1930s and 1940s when Panerai supplied precision dive instruments to the Regia Marina, the Italian Royal Navy, and specifically to the elite combat divers of the Decima Flottiglia MAS, who used them during daring clandestine underwater operations in World War II. Those original instruments needed to be readable in absolute darkness, robust enough for combat diving, and precise enough for timed military operations, requirements that shaped every design decision Panerai made. The crown-protecting bridge, the Luminor's single most recognizable design element, was developed to ensure waterproof crown seal integrity during diving operations, not as a decorative flourish. The 44mm cushion case, the clean, highly legible sandwich dial construction, and the wrist presence that the Luminor commands are all direct descendants of those original operational requirements. The modern Luminor Marina houses Panerai's in-house P9010 automatic movement with a 72-hour power reserve, 300-meter water resistance, and the full heritage of one of watchmaking's most legitimate and extraordinary military lineages. Wearing a Panerai Luminor Marina means wearing a watch whose design was forged not in a design studio, but in the operational requirements of elite combat divers, and that history is present on your wrist every single day. There is nothing else quite like it. The Panerai Luminor Marina retails for approximately $8,510,000 USD.